now, basically the whole Poland is marching. The Constitutional Tribunal ruled against the abortion law.
Ten wyrok jest całkowicie zgodny z konstytucją. Co więcej, w świetle konstytucji innego wyroku w tej sprawie być nie może.
Now people are so angry. It's not only about the abortion itself. It's about also 5 years of constant fight and complete deconstruction of Poland. And everybody's protesting amid the pandemic. My name is Me. I come from Łódź, Lodz, in the center from Poland. And I'm non-binary. And I'm in Portugal since the beginning of 2018. This is the saddest thing. This is the saddest part, I think, that they're really dividing Poland. It is kind of war, and it's a civil war. And it really breaks my heart. This is a constant feeling of being heartbroken. There is a whole propaganda against LGBTQ, not only, but the LGBTQ became a black sheep. They are blamed for every evil that is going on. Also because of the pandemics, right? The LGBTQ people been blamed also for this, right?
W Polsce środowiska homoseksualne przygotowują społeczeństwo do akceptacji pedofilii. Wprowadzają edukację seksualną według Światowej Organizacji Zdrowia, której celem jest uzależnienie dzieci od seksu.
Those vans are circulating in Warsaw and in other big cities. Not only vans, sometimes there are just loudspeakers at very, very populated places in Warsaw, like near the entrances of the subway. And every day, like day by day, you're just passing by, just going to the subway, and you hear those things, that you are teaching 4-year-olds how to masturbate. And in March last year, the councillors of a small town in the eastern Poland voted to declare their little town an LGBT-free zone. And within a few months, 1/3 of Poland was declared an LGBT-free zone.
Being yourself is not your ideology. It is your identity. And no one can ever take it away. So I want to be crystal clear. LGBTQI-free zones are humanity-free zones, and they have no place in our union.
Now, the LGBT people are often compared to Jewish people in the Polish history. They are trying to say that we are not the part of the Polish nation, that we are imposing something different, something not rooted in what being Polish means. They are based on the same fears of fears of the unknown and on fears of being different than the normal, typical Catholic Pole is.
For example, my mother wanted to buy a rainbow tote bag for my sister, that is 16 now, and she said, "This is really strange, what I'm about to say, but in the end, I didn't buy this rainbow tote bag for your sister because I was afraid she would be beaten up."
There is something positive about that. because me being an activist for the last 15 years, I remember the times when we were struggling to make our political issues be present in Polish politics. And now LGBT things are in the middle of political debate. So finally, after so many years, it got political. And I think we are now in the process of this horrible backlash. But if we survive that, I think something good will come out of it.
The history of the Second World War is really present, I think, in a daily life since we were kids. But still, it is the history. It is something that happened to our grandparents. Then, of course, the communistic era and what happened back then, this is something that our parents lived through. The generation of my parents were really optimistic about our future, my future. So I was kind of convinced that it wouldn't happen again, right? And if something would happen, then we already learned how to prevent it. But we didn't. The right-wing party is using almost exactly the same language as the communists in communist era. Just different times, different people, but same things. I don't want to sound like a grandmother, but treat it as a warning, what's going on now in Poland. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but as we can see, it's always possible, because Poland is a part of European Union. So if it can happen in European Union, I would say it can happen everywhere.